I think a lot of people think spirituality is about becoming perfect. And that's a really tough belief system to break through. And ironically, the only way to break through it is to discover how imperfect life is and that it's actually perfect that way. That all of the hard feelings that we feel, all of the ways that we are learning how to be in a good way with each other, all of the ways that sometimes our communication breaks down. Isn't there always, very often the case, 100 ways to do something better, but in the moment we were just doing the best we could. And there's always the next moment, the next day that we can reach for, how do I master this form of communication, this way to interact, this way to show up, this way to co-create, this way to cleanse and clear in a way that's responsible. It's practice. We're just practicing how to be ourselves the way that we feel good about being ourselves at the end of the day when we put our head on the pillow. It's like, did I show up? Did I do my best? Even if my best wasn't perfect. And if you can go to sleep feeling like, yeah, I did it. I did what I could with all the love in my heart. That's the breakthrough. And if you're laying up at night, punishing yourself about what your best was that day, that's the part of you that's ready to be loved even more. The more you spiritually mature, the more you identify that there's literally nowhere to go outside the journey of learning how to love yourself better. Because through that journey of learning how to love yourself better and better, you discover that all of your seeming imperfections, all of your learning curves, it's the gift. It's the gift to you to learn how to love yourself through your learning curve. And it's the gift to learn how to love yourself as your learning curve keeps guiding you to meet other people who have the same learning curve. No one's actually perfect. No one's actually a fully finished cookie here, right? We're all still baking in the oven, and whatever we came here to fully actualize in this lifetime, we'll find out, did we actualize that at the end of our lifetime? The more we can start to back off of the lie of perfectionism, and the more we start to buy into the journey of love is more than enough. There's an intelligence within loving ourselves that is taking us to places we've never been to before inside of ourselves with one another. And that's scary because it's not following some sort of set prescribed destination. I think that's what scares people the most about spirituality. Has to look a certain way, has to be a certain way, have to get to a certain place. When you're really listening to your higher self, you're walking into the unknown. You're just learning how to stay brave, courageous, and consistent in that unknown. And life is going to rush in to meet you there and surprise you in what you discover about yourself. And that's also shocking for people. Well, I thought I knew everything about myself. Really? You're an unlimited soul having an itty-bitty human experience. There's probably parts of yourself across this cosmos that you have not yet met in your potential. But holding ourselves to rigid standards of perfectionism, we're not going to find out about those amazing parts of ourselves. So in the journey of self-love, we reach for our highest potential and discover that our highest potential might take us to some very unknown places, which means you're going to be beginning from the beginning, getting to know yourself. And that's where self-love becomes even more important, because when you step into an unknown part of yourself within the unknown of the journey of life, you want to try to control it. But you don't have to. When you love yourself, you know that you can trust yourself to discover even more of who you are without punishing yourself for the learning curve. That's what I'm going to say about that today.